Welcome to the Wiggin Sessions. I'm your host, Addison Wiggin, as you know. This is our new installment of Surviving and Thriving in the Post-Pandemic World in 2021. We have a special guest today, Scott Lynn. He's the founder and CEO of Masterworks. We're going to introduce a new idea that you should include fine art in your portfolio. And we'll talk about the reasons why, and then also the platform that Scott has developed to make it possible for people who aren't going to buy actual art, but you can invest in the pieces. We're going to talk about how to do that. Welcome, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I want to just give a little bit of background, if you don't mind. I'm curious, for myself, how did you get into dealing in fine arts and then thinking about it as a securitized investment?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really think about myself as dealing in fine art, but yeah, I guess we kind of are. So I've been starting technology companies for 20 years. So everything from casual gaming to several online advertising companies, and then fintech. So I've always kind of thought of myself as an entrepreneur. That's what I've done. My skill set is really tech and finance, but also throughout that period of time, I've been collecting art, and I got into the art market really, and I guess the late 90s. It was a very different market then, and I can talk about why that is, but basically built a collection which today is a top 100 collection in the U.S. focused on abstract expressionism, people like Pollack, Rothko, Klein, de Kooning, well-known mid-century American artists, and throughout that period of time, I've basically seen the value of my collection appreciate. So, to me, it was always this very interesting asset class, but the challenge to invest in it is you have to have millions of dollars to buy these paintings or tens of millions of dollars to build a portfolio. So it's really not accessible. It's not investable. Nobody's ever productized it. You have to know a lot about the art market. You have to kind of, go to galleries, like really understand how that world works, which just doesn't make sense for most investors. So when I started Masterworks, my idea, this is kind of how I approach really everything in life, is how could I build the product that I would have wanted 20 years ago? And that's really what we built today, which is a platform where people can learn about paintings, learn about artist markets, learn about the market in general, look at data, which is very non-art market, and make decisions from data on what to invest in.
So you approached it more from a technology standpoint, other than educating people.
Yeah, I mean, I think I approached it from a product perspective, right? Like at Masterworks, we make it super easy for people to understand how the asset class is appreciating, understand how particular paintings are appreciating, and make investment decisions based on that. And it's really, that sounds simple from any other asset class, but the art market doesn't talk about these things. So for example, we have the only research team today in the art market that analyzes returns. We're the only firm that does index construction, and we power a lot of the understanding of private banks in terms of how they think about the asset class. Like next week, we're publishing thought leadership with a group at Fidelity. Last week, we published thought leadership with Nomura. So we're actively educating really everyone at this point on how to think about art as an asset class. But historically, it's just not, people haven't really looked at data in the art market.
Well, they've historically looked at it as sort of a collector's item, and maybe you approached that originally.
Yeah, I mean, I think when collectors today are buying these paintings, you have to contextualize it, right? Like most of these people are ultra high net worth individuals that are worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. They're buying $10 million paintings, and they assume that it's a very good store of value, which it is, and the asset class has shown that historically, and that they might make money, but they don't know how to quantify it, right? Like they don't know that Claude Monet's market is appreciating at 7% a year, and Basquiat's market is appreciating at roughly 18% a year. We're really the only firm that understands data at that level within the art market.